Who's ready to get a little nerdy with me today? A nice day of starting a new challenge and exposing to the internet what a nerd I am. No, in all seriousness, let's have some fun this week, okay, guys? Hey guys, we are back with another one, and to say that I am super pumped for this video, but also a little nervous because I'm really keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that it works out the way that I'm envisioning it in my head is an understatement. So I was actually inspired and got the idea to do this video from Miss Allison is on a book break on YouTube. She is such a fantastic booktuber, and I love watching her like weekend or like 60-hour bingo challenges. And I was watching her channel one day and saw that she did a video where her Sims chose her reads, and I just about near dropped my jaw directly onto the floor, because if one thing you might not know about me is that if there is one thing that rivals my love for reading, it is my love for The Sims. I absolutely am not a gamer at all. It is ridiculously pathetic watching me try to stumble my way through pretty much any video game. But the one video game that I actually can play is The Sims. Mostly because it's not a game of skill, I don't think. And listen, judge me if you'd like, but we all have our things that help us decompress and relax. And for me, reading and The Sims are my two things that I do when I am stressed or feeling anxious or just need to chill and do something, you know, I guess kind of, I mean, not brainless, but I guess kind of just like let myself settle down. I like to escape into either a literary world with a book or an imaginary world with my Sims. So when I saw Allison do this video that combined my two favorite things, I thought, that's freaking genius. Like, how she thought about that, I don't even know, but what a fantastic idea. And I decided that this week I am going to let my Sims choose what I read. All right, I'm just gonna hang right over here in the corner and do a little bit of talking while we kind of play a little bit of B-roll, like sped up footage of me creating our Sim that we're going to use to do this challenge. For anyone who doesn't know or hasn't heard, The Sims is a video game which is a life simulation. So you create and control your own little characters that are called Sims. And honestly, there's really no winning or losing. You just take them through life. So here we are creating our Sim that turns out, I believe her name turns out to be Allie, but you'll be able to see it right there on the screen. You can customize everything about your Sims, their hair, their makeup, their clothes, their personalities. My plan for her is also that she is going to be a professional writer. So you'll see that when I'm choosing her traits, which I'll read to you guys so you know a little bit more about her personality, that I went more for ones that are geared on writing, creativity, and things like that. So my goal for this Sim was to make her kind of like a combination of like nerdy, but also a little bit quirky. Here I am just picking out kind of like a basic outfit for her. I wanted her to be casual because she's going to be a professional writer, so she's going to be home a lot. So I figured like a jeans and a comfy sweater outfit is kind of like what I'm hanging out reading in and at home, or certainly playing The Sims, and that's kind of what I was going for. So kind of like casual, comfy. And now that I think about it, I probably could have done like a sweatsuit, like sweatshirt and sweatpants outfit for her. So maybe in the future we'll add that if we want to change her up a little bit. So here we're going to get into my plans for Allie, our friend Allie, creatively. My plan for her is to be a best-selling author. It said this Sim wants to write books and become an author. For that, you get this extra trait, a muser, who gets better boosts to their skills when they're inspired. So when Allie is feeling inspired, she is going to get a boost to her skills. Now we have to select a few traits for her personality. And the first one I want to go with is creative. It says these Sims tend to be inspired, can share creative ideas with other Sims, and may become upset if they're not creative for a period of time. I definitely think that will help us towards our goal. There's two others we could select, and I'm going to go with bookworm, which means Allie will gain a powerful moodlet when analyzing books and can discuss books in unique ways. For our third one, I think I want to go a little bit less like ambitious driven and a little bit more personality driven. So I'm thinking maybe about making her a perfectionist. This, when she writes a book, will give her higher quality books, but it also gives her a little bit more of a personality aspect. I could also go outgoing, however, that would require her social needs to go down faster, which means we'd have to see more people, and that will mean that she won't write as many books. We could do ambitious, meaning that she could work for longer without getting burned out, or we could do self-assured, which would make her confident more often. So I guess we just kind of have to figure out what would be the best for what we want for Allie. And at the end of the day, I don't think geek. That would mean that she would have to play a lot of video games. I don't think that would really get us where we're going. I don't want her to have to see a lot of people. I want her to do what I do and go into like a creative hole. So I think self-assured is going to be our best option. Okay, so now we need to figure out what neighborhood we want Allie to live in. Newcrest is empty, Oasis Springs is more of a desert, and Willow Creek is more suburban, so I think we're gonna go with that. And she only needs a one-bedroom house, and she only has $20,000 total right now. So these are our three options. I think this one because she could grow into it. All right, furnished, because we are going to have to save up to buy more furniture. It is really cute, and she is just starting from the bottom. So hopefully we can write a couple of books and make a little bit of an income. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is purchase her a desk and a computer so that she actually can write. So here we go. We're just going to grab some cheap ones right now because we don't want to waste too much money. Upgrade her computer a little bit since she's going to be writing on it so much. And knowing that I'm not going to keep this furniture forever, I want to stick more to like the whites and blues. Now we have to grab a bookcase because I don't see one in here right now. So let's just go with a white bookcase that matches. Let's see. Okay, so here's my plan. The only way that we can rename books is if she writes them herself. You're going to see a little pop-up in a second when she goes to write that asks what we want the name of our book to be. In the meantime, right now, let's go ahead and sell these so that they don't get confused with our books when we eventually put them in the bookshelf. So wait 1 second and let me just get rid of these. $1. Okay, that one was $10. $1. Books, guys. That's okay. That's okay. I'll take it. Only one $10 one so far. Oh, there's another $10 book. Okay. All right. It works. That's fine. Now our bookcase is empty, so when she writes books and we add them to the bookcase, we won't get confused. Next up in this process is we need to have Allie gain her writing skill, because as she writes more, her skill level is going to go up. Right now, I think she's sitting at like a 2. And as she goes up in her skill levels, you're able to write different genres of books. And I got this idea that it would be really cute if we could write the actual genre of each book on our TBR. So that is going to take some time. I'm obviously not going to make you guys sit through the next hour of me having her build her skill, but I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this, and I will check back as soon as Miss Allie has gotten a little bit better at her writing and we have every single book needed on the TBR in the correct genre. So be right back. A century and a half later, we have officially done it. Okay, let me show you guys. So she just finished, but if you click on our bookshelf now and click open, you will see a book of short stories for Destroy Me, since it's a novella in the Shatter Me series. You will see 3 thriller books. The first one is Midnight is the Darkest Hour. The second one is She Started It. And the third one is Billy Summers. You will see 4 romance books. That makes up Bride, The Nanny, Heartless, and Kiss the Sky. Then you will see a confident, like, I don't know, it's like a confident book, right? Which I was using kind of for our like literary fiction book. And that is Remarkably Bright Creatures. Then you will see a science fiction book for a little bit of variety, and that is Barbarian Alien. And then you will see 5 fantasy books: A Court That's Cruel and Lovely, The Assassin's Blade, In the Lives of Puppets, The Winner's Curse, and The Lies We Steal. These 15 books are the books that our spin wheel chose for our March TBR. And we are going to let our Sim Ally choose the first book that I start. So let's go to our bookshelf and click Read Something and see what book Ally chooses. Oops, she's going to go. Of course she is. Of course she went to the other bookshelf that I didn't even realize was there. Okay. Where are you going, girl? Let's see. Let's see what book she's reading. All right, ready? She is reading Midnight is the Darkest Hour. So that is the book we are going to start first for this week. Okay, so book 1 down. I just finished Midnight is the Darkest Hour. And I am conflicted. Let's go with conflicted. I am conflicted. I gave this book a 3.25 stars. And the reason why I'm conflicted is because I actually really liked and appreciated Ashley Winstead's writing. I liked it a lot, and I tore through this book really quickly. This book is like 350 pages. And the writing was very easy to get into, very easy to understand. I liked it a lot. But the reason why I just couldn't go any higher on the rating, which 3.25 is still good, guys. It's still above average. But the reason why I couldn't go any higher is because I just don't know if I understood if the author understood where she wanted this book to go. This book was like a patchwork quilt of things, and it just kind of fell flat. So like, if I had to describe this book, I would say Twilight fan fiction meets mystery Southern Christian Bonnie and Clyde. And if you're confused by that description, yes, just yes. That's kind of how I feel. Like, there was just so much going on in this book that I was kind of just like, what? Like, what is happening? But the writing was good and the story was compelling. In so many parts of this book, I was like, what in the ever-loving hell is going on? Like, what is going on? But like, not in a great way, not in like a twisty or turny way, because this plotline was super predictable. I kid you not. I knew what the conclusion was going to be in the first 25% of the book. And it was obvious. Like, I think it was supposed to be obvious. I don't know. I can't describe it, guys. I would still tell you, if you want like a Twilight fanfic mystery type of deal, pick it up and read it, because the writing is good and I liked the story. I didn't dislike it, but like, I really am interested to hear your opinions after you finish this and see if your confused, overstimulated reactions are kind of the same as mine, because my general thoughts on this was like, what? What did I just read? Just what? I also didn't get super connected to characters, but I'm going to be honest with you. That's not even a criticism, because I literally never get connected to the characters in mystery thrillers. This is not a thriller. This is actually a pretty slow moving, easygoing mystery, but I have trouble getting super emotionally invested in mystery thriller characters, so that's not even a criticism. That might just be a me thing. But if I had to give a very confusing synopsis of what this was, our main female character, Ruth, is the daughter of a Catholic priest at a very, very good conservative Catholic church. She was raised in a very conservative manner. He is kind of like a preacher, like a, speaking in tongues kind of preacher. And she befriends a boy that is kind of from the other side of the tracks, so it's been labeled as like a bad person, like a worker of the devil kind of person. Like, you associate with him, you're gonna go straight down. And there's been a series of unexplained disappearances going on in their town and what proceeds from there. I really don't want to say too much more because it's a mystery and you obviously want to figure it out, but yeah, 3.25 stars and confused. Okay, moving on. We are back with our girl, Allie. She is right here. She just finished Midnight is the Darkest Hour. Actually, while I talk about this, I'm going to let her actually finish it because when I ended the video, we had just gotten it off the shelf. So I'm going to let her go ahead and read Midnight is the Darkest Hour, just like we did. Can't wait to hear your thoughts, girl, because, wow, it was a doozy. But here's what I was thinking. So I think every time I finish a book, no, girl, I think every time I finish a book, I am going to give our girl Allie $1,000, and here's why. Part of the reasons I love to play The Sims is not only because I like to control my sim and see what's going to happen in their life and, you know, simulate their life, but I love redoing their houses. And Allie's house is in a serious need of redecoration. I mean, we need to do some work here, girl. So I think when Allie finishes this book, because she technically wrote it, we're also going to self-publish it, but we have to figure out what room in the house to redo. So her kitchen is looking a little outdated, but her living room, let's see, she has this second bedroom, which I kind of sort of wanted to make like an office for her writing, like kind of give her a separate space to write in. So let's go ahead and grab Midnight is the Darkest Hour because we read this and we're going to go ahead and self-publish it. So let's go ahead and do that. Click on the mailbox, sell to the publisher. Midnight is the Darkest Hour. We're going to go ahead and sell that. And we have to figure out which room we want to redo. I think her bedroom could use a little fixing up too. We don't have that much money. We can give $1,000 though, so $11,238. Okay, let me just put our cheats on. Okay, money, $11,238. Okay, so we just gave her $1,000. Okay, I think we should. Let's do her office. This room is kind of like a space she's not really having much use for right now because she doesn't have, you know, anyone to use the second bedroom at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to speed run through designing this room. So I will be back in a second.
Trees aren't green, the ocean is gray, sky is a vague blue, come my way. My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows to capture in. I know I must get it right, must get back in the fight. This can't be a surprise, I think I'll let it slide. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems. I know I can't make it through. Every night it's the same. I keep running fast, left and right, wondering where my head's gone now. I'm sleepwalking through all of my problems. I know all of my problems. I know. Where did it go? The feeling of thirst, desire to be a rock in my heels. I'm numbers of poison, flows in my veins.
Okay, so that's kind of all I could do right now. It's amazing, just like in real life, how quickly $10,000 goes in a renovation, but I like what we came up with. It's simple for right now. I kind of was going for a little bit more of like a whimsical, like colorful white and like light blue and pink vibe. We might change things in the future, but for right now, that's what she's getting. I think it's definitely improvement to her reading room. So now that we're done with that, let's go ahead, take care of a couple of Allie's needs, and then we're going to have her go back to the bookshelf and pick her next book, and we are going to read that book right along with Allie. So let's see what she picks. Okay. Actually, we can delete this bookshelf that I didn't even know was there. Okay. All right, Miss Allie, read something. Let's see what she picks. Oh, yeah, wash your hands, girl. Sorry, good for you. Don't rush. Okay, I can't even tell what cover that is. Well, video game in a minute, girl. All right, let's see. Okay, ready? Miss Allie is reading The Nanny. Do you guys see that? Read The Nanny. All right. We are going to read The Nanny by Lana Ferguson and have a little romance moment. So thanks, Allie. Let's figure out, there it is. Let's figure out if we like the book as much as she's hopefully going to. Back again. And as usual, back in full Homey and Homely mode. But I am pretty happy though, because 1, we finished The Nanny. 2, my amazing, wonderful auntie got me a new Stanley. And 3, mini eggs are back. Like, is anybody else obsessed with these? Like, these particularly. I could say no to like a Cadbury like caramel egg. They don't really do anything for me, but these are everything. I love these things. So, good day so far. Started out on a good end. So this is what we're going to do. I want to talk a little bit about The Nanny because we did finish it. And I want Miss Allie, our sim, to pick our next read. However, I was kind of thinking about this. And what I've been doing is I've been opening up my Sims, having Allie pick our read, and then figuring out what she's reading, pausing it, and I leave it paused while I go to read for the next few days before I finish the book. And because of that, when I reopen my Sims game the next time, Allie is just kind of at the same point in her life. And she's publishing books, which she makes money from, and she's doing a bunch of things. So I want her life to kind of like progress along with mine. So what I think I'm going to do is, while we talk about The Nanny, I think I'm going to keep myself up here, but I'm going to throw a little screen down in the lower third. And while I talk about The Nanny and give you guys my thoughts on that, let's go ahead and throw Allie up here and play through a few days like she's reading along with me. Let me go ahead and set that up and I'll be right back. Okay, here's Allie. And like I said, she's in the same spot she was when we left her because she chose The Nanny, which is right here. Let me see if I could get this on. She chose The Nanny, and then I went and read The Nanny, but she stayed still. So this is what I'm going to do. In The Sims, if you could see, it's currently Thursday at 2 a.m. I took 4 days to read The Nanny and 3 days to read Midnight is the Darkest Hour, which makes us a week. So what I'm going to do is, while I give you guys my thoughts on The Nanny, I'm going to speed through playing with Allie to take care of the, like, to progress through a week so that it's almost like she's reading along with us, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and have Allie self-publish this book. Actually, let's have her finish reading it because she hasn't even read it yet. So we'll have her do that. But I did finish The Nanny and I gave this a 3.75 stars. And you know, my thoughts are conflicting on it because it was good. I'm playing while I talk, guys. It was good. But you know what? This is going to be a problem because I'm a horrible multitasker. That's Bride, that's Heartless, that's Kiss the Sky, and that's The Nanny. Okay, let's go self-publish this. This might not go well because my multitasking literally sucks, but okay. Or actually, we'll sell it to the publisher. There you go. So I gave this a 3.75. It was good and it was cute, and one thing, it was very simple writing. It was very easy writing to understand. It was a simple storyline, but there was just a couple of things about it like I didn't love. And here's like my immediate criticism, which was pretty apparent for me, like in the first few chapters. My immediate criticism was, you know, there's like the trope of like slow burn romance, and then the opposite of that is the trope of like insta love, right? This wasn't really insta love. This was insta lust in kind of a strange way for me. So basically what happened was, these two characters meet essentially, right? Like she goes to an interview to be his nanny. He's a single dad. He's actually a widow. He's a widower. And they go to, she has this interview to be his live-in nanny. And it's one of those situations where like physical attraction is normal, right? Like whether we like it or not, before you've had a conversation with someone, before you know someone, like your initial reaction to them is solely physical. It is kind of what it is. So it's okay for me to be like, oh, wow, he was really good looking, or oh, that's a hot guy, or oh, this is that. But like, in my opinion, it should kind of end there. Oh, see, Allie just got paid for the books that she's published. So it should kind of end there. Let's have her do a gig too to make some money. Here we go. That's what we'll do today. We have to write a mystery novel. I forgot she has a new desk. Okay. And it should kind of be like, oh wow, that's a good looking guy. And then like it kind of ends there, right? But that's not what happens in this book. It goes like too far. Like they meet at this restaurant and her initial thoughts for him is like, he's hot. His hands are big. And then like really explicit sexual thoughts regarding his hands. And I'm like, girl, like, calm down. Kind of like it, for example, like if you have your female main character meet somebody in the grocery store when she's grocery shopping, right? It's normal to look up and be like, oh, look, that's a hot guy on the other side of the produce aisle. What's not normal is to immediately be like, oh, look, that's a hot guy in the produce aisle. Wow, he has some big lips. I wonder what those can do. It's like, girl, get your apples and go home. Like, you don't need to be out in the general public today. Like, you need to go and cool it on your couch, if you know what I'm saying. Like, just relax a little bit. And that kind of happened in this book a bunch, where it was like, it went just so far past, like, initial attraction. It was just so strange. Like, they didn't even know each other. They knew nothing about each other, and they were having these, like, super explicit thoughts about each other. And that kind of, like, insta-lust, for me, is almost as bad as like kind of pathetic, desperate, like insta love, where like these women see these men and they're like, I'm gonna marry them. And it's like, you haven't even talked. Like, you don't know each other. And this book did do that for me a little bit. Like, they had their initial meeting and then it was kind of like, I don't know. It was just very lust forward. And what happens for me when that happens is I have a hard time believing that like they actually have any interest in each other, because as the book progressed, they really didn't learn anything about each other. They didn't. Like, they had a cute little romance and they had banter and they did have a lot of like, certainly physical chemistry, but like also like they did have a lot of like emotional banter, like verbal chemistry. But, oops, I forgot to do this. Oh no, I just messed it up. Oh goodness. See, this is why I shouldn't write in Sim, or I shouldn't talk in Sim. Okay, we'll do this again. They did have a lot of like physical and verbal chemistry, but like as I read the book, I kept being like, what do you guys really know about each other? Literally nothing. Literally nothing. They don't really have many serious conversations. And there was so much potential for that. I mean, they could talk about his ex-partner who passed, you know, his daughter's mother. They could talk about so many things and they just don't. It's very lust forward. And that was okay. I mean, it was a spicy book. I get it. That's fine. That's all well and good at the end of the day. So it was all right, but the banter was cute. The writing was cute. I liked the characters. I did think they were pretty mature. Like, she wasn't an idiot girl. He wasn't like this grumpy, bordering asshole dude. So I did like it. It was cute. 3.75 stars. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and speed run through the next week on The Sims, and we will come back when Allie is going to pick our next read. Okay, and just like that, through the magic of time and editing, we are at Thursday at 8:12 a.m. and we are ready to move on. So basically what's happened in the last week is Allie has published a couple of books. Allie has gotten paid on her royalty. Allie has done a couple of gigs. She is a freelance writer, as you can see right here. Let me get it right here. Yeah. She is a freelance writer. She's pretty high up there. Her highest paying gig, I think, is like over $4,500. So in the last week, she's gotten paid royalties on her books that she's published. She's done a couple of freelance writing gigs. And because of that, she is at $48,552. So we are going to further renovate some of this home before we choose our book. She's currently sleeping. The question becomes, what room do we want to do? She keeps getting this mood lit. She doesn't have it right now. She probably will when she wakes up, but she keeps having this mood lit that she has a sore back because her bed is cheap and not nice. So I guess we could do her bedroom and like upgrade her bed. But she also, when she eats, gets this notification that her food is freezer burned because her fridge is cheap. So we could also do like this main room. And because we have $48,000, that's a lot of money, especially because I am playing with base game only. I edit and film and stuff on my Mac Studio. I play The Sims, and I've played The Sims for 25, 30 years on my laptop, which is my PC. So if you go on my PC, I have every single expansion pack. I have like 70,000 items of custom content, but when we're playing on this, I'm just playing on the base game. And I might upgrade it over time, but it's not really necessary. It just kind of gives you extra stuff. So I think maybe what we do is do this room. So let's go ahead and speed through renovating the kitchen, living room, dining room area.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream. So you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah. When I give you every part of me, I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah. I'm just curious, when did you know you had feelings for me? Maybe somehow we've always known that we have chemistry, but always chasing after.
Okay. Oh my gosh. If you are like me and you've been playing The Sims for a really long time with tons of CC and all the expansion packs, like, I cannot explain to you how hard it is to go back and play only base game. It's so hard. I swear to God, I struggled so bad on this, mostly because you're working with what kind of seems like a limited variety of things, but we got it done, and I think overall, her house looks really cute so far. It's small, but it's cute. She still has a good amount of money. I definitely could have gone in, like, renovated the bathroom a little bit, but honestly, I think we might be making good enough money where after we do the next renovation in the bathroom, we'll probably be able to move to a different house, hopefully. So, for right now, oh, I don't know what I just did, but okay. So, for right now, let's go ahead and have Miss Allie choose a book and see what we're going to read next. All right. Read something. Okay. Here she goes. What? It looks like another romance. Okay, are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Bride. Allie is reading Bride by Allie Hazelwood. So that's the next one that we are going to jump into as well. And I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I've been wanting to get into this one for so long. And this will be my first Allie Hazelwood. So let's go ahead and take Allie's excellent recommendation and read Bride.
I was quietly protective of my heart to reassure that I couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. If you hadn't been so patient, you'd be easy to ignore. You put up with all my bullshit till you didn't more. And now I stand here.
Okay, littlest, tiniest little update. But first of all, before we start talking about the book, let's talk about how today is the first day in Connecticut that I'm able to open my door and like let a little bit of fresh air in. And oh my God, it feels so good, guys. Like getting this breeze into the house, it feels so nice, and it's making me so excited for spring and summer. Like, so nice. It's like 63 here today and it's gorgeous. But okay, let's talk about this super briefly. Why in the heck, I have my fingers in the shot. Why in the heck is this so good? I am like 50% through it now. I think I'm like 5 pages short of 50%. And it is so freaking good. I'm literally eating this up. I could sit here and just read this like all day long. That's all. Like, I'm going to wait till the end to give you my full thoughts, but like, yes. So far, 50% of the way through, like, yes. Okay, let's continue.
Of my heart to reassure that it couldn't break to pieces and be left alone once more. You got underneath the surface and you shattered every wall, and I know I got that feeling, there's no question anymore. And now I stand here calling at you.
Hi guys, back. Okay, we are back again, and I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. We are back again because we did finish Bride by Allie Hazelwood last night. So we are back with Allie at her house. She has a total of $19,773, but she does get, oops, I forgot that I shut this down. So testing, if you don't play with cheats, just like ignore this part. Okay, you have nothing to see here. All right, what do we have? $2,773. She got $1,000 for finishing Bride. Okay, so she has $20,733, and I finished Bride in 24 hours, which is crazy. And we'll talk about my thoughts in a little bit, but I did finish Bride in 24 hours. So I played through the 24 hours. We don't have much to do in Miss Allie's house, so I think I'm going to do the last room, which is the bathroom. And then I think we have a little bit of work we could do on the outside and on the porch, but I might save that for the next video. I am going to give you my full thoughts on the 3 books we finished this week after, but while I'm renovating this bathroom, I actually want to talk to you guys about our book club that we started. So I did officially start the Homey and Homely book club this month, which I thought was really funny. Come on guys, that's what we are over here, Homey and Homely. So we did start the Homey and Homely book club this month, and we did choose Aragon for our first read. So if you guys want to, you can download the Fable app. It's 100% free. We're just doing this for fun, guys. You can download the Fable app and go and find the Homey and Homely book club, or send me a message on Instagram and I'll send you the link if that's easier for you. And join in with us. We are on our second week. I hate doing this because it is hard to see. So we are on our second week of the book club. Let's change our camera view so that I can adjust our, there you go. We are on our second week of the book club. So you can still jump in, like we're not that far ahead, to be honest with you. Oh, that's kind of a pretty terracotta color. We're not that far ahead, if I'm being honest with you. So you could jump in on week 2 just fine. So if you want to join, go ahead. We're reading Aragon, like I said. I cannot multitask. This video has taught me my multitasking skills might as well be non-existent. That's kind of cool. Let's see, that's a little dark. I don't love the way that matches. Let's see. All right, let me go ahead and speed run this renovation and come back because I clearly can't talk and do this at the same time.
Feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. It was really quick. I just did a really quick renovation. I went a little darker in here than the rest of the house because I feel like she needed just a little bit more of like a neutral dark room. I don't know. We could always change it. But I just messed around with a little bit of a different color palette than I did for the rest of the house and threw a couple of things on the patio. She still has a ton of money, but I'm not going to do much more in this house. I actually think that if you guys liked this video, please comment below. And also, as usual, like put any of your ideas that you want to see in the future moving forward, because we can move her to a new place and continue this series where Allie or one of her friends chooses what we read. I don't know why, but for some reason, Allie gives me the vibes that maybe she would want to try moving to the city, right? Maybe like a little bit of a city girl for a little while. So we might have to throw an expansion pack on this computer, but that's it. We're going to say goodbye to Allie for now. And now we're going to go and talk about what we read this week. Okay, so I hope you guys like that. I loved incorporating like my two stress relievers into one video, which is The Sims and reading. Like I said at the opening of this video, I don't do a ton of gaming. I'm actually an absolutely embarrassingly, pathetically horrible gamer. And a lot of games add way too much stress for me. I'm just not good at them. I end up losing or like holding back my team or something like that. And it's just too stressful. But there's something about like the open-ended nature of The Sims that just like relaxes me. I could put on a show in the background. I could just mess around for a little while and not have to take it too seriously. No one else is relying on me. There's no winning or losing. It's just kind of relaxing. And that's exactly what reading does for me too. It's just a little bit of me time where I could jump into a story and just relax. So I hope you guys felt the same way because I had a blast this week and I thought Allie chose some great books. Let's talk about them. So for the first book that Allie chose was Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. Like I said a little bit when I was talking about it, I did give this book a 3.25 stars and it was good. I mean, that's above average. It was good. Now, take into account what I've said in all my past videos if you've ever watched that I have a complicated relationship with, I would say, mystery thrillers. This is not a thriller. This is a mystery. And I actually, I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but I actually found this to have like cozy mystery elements, you know, that dark gothic cozy mystery type of thing, paranormal gothic mystery. But the one thing that I had a problem with this book was the pacing and the like general cohesiveness of the story and the characters, the plot. I don't want this to come across like I'm being mean because I'm really genuinely not trying to be mean. I did enjoy my time with this book and it was above average. This book read very much to me like a middle schooler with an English project to write like a spooky paranormal story, right? Like you're 11, 12, 13 years old, you just got finished reading Twilight, it's your whole life, you've watched all the movies, you really liked it, it's all that's on your brain, like are you Team Edward, are you Team Jacob? And then you get this middle school assignment to write like a spooky story and you're kind of looking for ways to incorporate Twilight and like your love for it into some spooky story. And that's okay. This was Twilight fan fiction. Okay, whatever. I like it. It read just a little juvenile to me, and also she tried to squeeze too many other characters, plot points, tropes, themes, adding in this religious, you know, this dark religious element. And it just came across as a patchwork quilt to me, where you just take a bunch of squares and you try to sew them all together. And at the end, it's supposed to make like one cohesive story. And that is the part where it fell a little flat for me. So It was good though. I liked it. 3.25 stars. I would read another Ashley Winstead, and I know that this book I think was a little bit of a like departure for her as far as her tropes and her theming. So good. The next book that Allie picked was The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I gave this a 3.75 stars. This was good. It was very spicy. And I liked the single dad nanny like element. I actually did not find the daughter, like the child character in this book, super obnoxious. I actually really, really liked her. So that was good. Do I think that this book did anything revolutionary that blew my mind and I was like, wow, I've never read anything like this? No, it was fine. It was average. I did appreciate their relatively mature relationship. I've once again talked about it before. Mystery thriller and rom-com are genres that I struggle with because extreme immature miscommunication trope really, it just gets in my psyche and it just irks me. Like, I hate it. I'm like, just be adults. Just talk. Like, just talk. The only thing that took me down in this book was the very, like, it's not even like immediate lust forward, like whatever. Sometimes you're attracted to people, okay? You might want to go and take a cool shower, but sometimes you're immediately physically attracted to someone, which is what these two main characters had in the beginning. But it was pervasive. Like, it was so lust forward that it came across as insta lust that turned into insta love. And you're like, have you guys even talked? Like, you know nothing about each other. Where did she grow up? Like, what were her past relationships like? Do you know her? Like, have you ever asked about her family? Does she have any siblings? Like, have you had a conversation? They're like, I love you. And they're all of a sudden, I can't live without you. And you're kind of just like, guys, you've just done it a bunch. Like, there's not really been, I don't know. If we are to assume as the reader that those conversations happened behind the scenes, it would have been helpful to see them because I had trouble connecting with them as characters and believing that their love and their being soulmates was believable. I didn't buy it 100%, but it was good and the writing was quick. The spice was good. It was a lot of spice, but the spice was good and the story was cute and I really did like the little girl daughter character in this book. So pick it up, but don't expect anything life-changing. And last, but most certainly not least, Allie chose Bride by Allie Hazelwood. This was my first Allie Hazelwood I have ever read, and man, guys, if her writing is like this in the Love Hypothesis, Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically, Allie Hazelwood might be in the contender for like authors that just get the way I want them to write. This was so good. I gave this a 4.5 stars. And honestly, for most of this book, I was going, oh my God. I'm turning the pages and I'm like, is this a 5 stars? I think this is a 5 stars. This might be a 5 star. And then in the last 100 pages, the third act conflict came up and knocked it down a 0.5 star for me because it was silly. It was silly and so incredibly abrupt that it came across as very out of character for the main male character. It hit me out of nowhere, not in a good way. It hit me out of nowhere being like, he may be unstable. That was a mood swing that I didn't see coming. Like, no inkling to it, just seemingly came out of the blue, out of left field, very random. And Allie attempts to, like, explain it away in the plot. And I don't know. I wish that had been a little bit more, refined because the rest of the plot was amazing and there were no plot holes. So if you don't know, I realized I don't think I gave a summary of this, but if you don't know the very basic summary of Bride, this is about Misery Lark, who is a vampire, and Lo Moreland, who is a werewolf. And basically, in order to keep the peace between the werewolves and the vampires and the humans, they give what are called collaterals, where each vampire and were coven, and I believe the humans do it too, they give, like werewolf pack, vampire coven, they give a person that means a lot to someone high in power. So like a governor's daughter, the head councilman of the vampire's daughter, the pack's alpha's son. They give these people that are supposed to mean a lot to the leaders over to the next territory to keep the peace, with the theory being, if war were to break out, each of these vampire, human, and werewolves knows that like their very important person will be killed. So in order to keep the peace, they hold a member from each group as collateral, and Misery is sent from the vampires in an arranged marriage to keep the peace with Low of the Wares. And the story progresses from there. I don't want to give you guys too much, but it was excellent. And the plot was great. There was a lot of spice. And it was good spice. I didn't mind it. There is one theme in here where if you haven't joined the Omega, like the Omega verse, the werewolf lore, if you haven't read anything like that, like maybe do just a tad bit of research on what to expect from the smut when you're reading about werewolves, because that seems to have taken people like super off guard. And I'm like, guys, if you've read any like werewolf smut, like you should know about it. Like, I'm not saying like be really, really like aware of it. It's obviously not real. But I mean, I think biologically it is real. But like not with werewolves is what I'm saying, just like real wolves. But yeah, do a little anatomical study on wolves and you'll kind of get it. But this was really good. I liked it. The writing was solid. I read this 400-page book in less than 24 hours. I sat and I just flipped the pages and ate this up. It went so quick, so well. The plot was, until that third act conflict where I was like, why did you have to do it like that? But it was really, really good. I really enjoyed my time reading this. And there you have it, guys. There's another video down. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're halfway through March. That's kind of crazy. And I'm sitting here trying to think of another challenge to do for this week's reading. And I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not sure. So you guys always come up with the best ideas. Drop a comment down below on any challenges that you've either created, come up with, would like to see me do, have seen somebody else do, and you want me to recreate it, because my most efficient reading is during challenges. Go ahead, and if you've made it this long, drop the wolf emoji for Low Moreland from Bride down in the comments below, and then go do all the YouTube-y things, like, comment, subscribe. I love ya, and I'll catch ya in the next one. Bye, guys.